Welcome back to Thai PBS World. I'm Frank Kanshi. One of important topics in this year's UN Escape session is SDG initiatives as Thailand and Malaysia showcase their strategies to reach sustainable urban development and by cooperation with regional partners. Joining me now is the Minister of Housing and Local Government of Malaysia, Ngah Ko-Min, to give us insights on how his ministry put efforts to provide sustainable urban environment in Malaysia. So, of course, thank you for your time, Minister.
Yes. Sawadee ka.
Sawadee ka, sawadee ka. And first of all, of course, we talk about SDG initiative of Malaysia. So what initiative has Malaysia to promote this strategy across the country?
Let me begin by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to the government of Thailand for giving us the opportunity to come to Bangkok to share and also to promote the regional cooperation as Malaysia assumed the chair of ASEAN in 2025 this year. Definitely, we are looking at the regional cooperation and strategic partnership with all member states because we believe that united we stand, divided we fall. And then our hashtag is always that we are stronger together because we believe that the multilateralism is the way forward and it's the way it should be because we should have the policy that to prosper thy neighbors and not to beggar thy neighbors. So it's important because we are firm believers of common prosperity. Okay? So Thailand and Malaysia being as long-lasting friends and we are all families within under the umbrella of ASEAN. There are a lot of initiatives that we should actually look into. Okay? So SDG 11 means that the sustainable and resilient cities are one of those important things. For instance, some initiative. Let me begin by explaining some of the first. We can start with the climate change and to also to overcome flash flood within the cities. So Malaysia has started to have a transformation of retention pond. We turn it into a public recreational park. So that it is similar to the Bangkok Sponge City concept, whereby we use the dirty retention pond and now we turn it and transform it, upgrade it to become a beautiful park. This is one of the initiatives. The second initiative is we should have the Malaysia Greenery Program, whereby we are determined to plant 100 million trees in 5 years. So far, we have exceeded our target by planting the 115 million trees in 5 years. And through our national planning division, that we also passed the resolution whereby the entire countries, minimum 52% and above, must be kept as permanent rainforest. So that will ensure a long-lasting, sustainable development in future. And those areas which has been gazetted as permanent rainforest can be used in future for carbon credit trading as well. So we play our part to ensure that ASEAN will continue to be a sustainable and robust area. Because this year, when Malaysia assumed the chairmanship of ASEAN, we have chosen the 2 keywords as the main theme. That is inclusivity and sustainability. So this is important because we believe in working together. As I always emphasize, the meaning of team, TEAM. We work as a team. TEAM means together, everyone achieve more.
Right. So, of course, this is a very great introduction of Malaysia's strategy here. And, of course, you talk about regional cooperation here. It's very important because it's not just Malaysia in a way, it's the regional cooperation there. So just want to understand because, of course, Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra was there at the session
at the opening sessions.
Opening session there. And she talked about food security, creative economy, and green transition. Of course, green transition is one of the parts that Malaysia has pushed forward. So which part you think Thailand and Malaysia can work together to sustain the urban development?
I'm particularly interested in this green energy. Malaysia has introduced our national energy transformation roadmap. Okay, and then my ministry is fully focusing on now how to turn waste to energy, WTE. Okay, in the past, the conventional method is you throw your rubbish at the dump site. After that, we slowly evolve, become a landfill. Now you have sanitary landfill. End of the day, okay, we want to turn all those rubbish, okay, that become energy. So waste to energy will be the pilot project that ASEAN should look into it, and how to transform the used rubbish and now become energy, and it's clean energy and renewable energy. That's important, okay, because we believe that from trash to gold, from waste to energy is our strategic plan.
Yeah, and I think, of course, if you of course, have the expertise in these issues already, and in Thailand, Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, actually the governor also pushed for that too. So I think, of course, both countries can work together for waste to gold as well, energy, and to gold of what you said. Another part, of course, I think it's climate issue, because flooding is what we both countries have seen quite frequently in 24, and assume in 2025 we will see that too. So what's the way under your ministry to really mitigate the crisis of flooding?
I do believe that this time Malaysia come to an UN ESCAP. We bring our proposal to have this city cooling plan and nature-based solution.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we have to have strategic planning and to put thinking into doing, and to ensure that we use nature-based solution instead of concrete jungle. Okay? We should really look into how to capitalize on plants, how to capitalize on landscape that can absorb the water, and also, of course, to use the nature-based solution, like what I have propagate to you, that we transform our water retention pond to become a public park. This is one of the classic examples.
Yeah, and of course, I think in Thailand we also have that strategy, like Benjakiti Park, of course, and other big parks in Thailand too. And of course, that could be one of the strategy, but this is still, I think, a long-term plan, not a short-term plan to mitigate the crisis. Another part, of course, under your ministry, affordable housing project, or you call it housing for all policy, over the past 3 years. And right now, of course, Thailand's government started to plan this kind of project. So what kind of challenges during this planning?
Malaysians always regard that housing is always one of the dearest and nearest agenda in the hearts of the people, because our slogan is "My home, my heaven," Baiti Janati. That is what we call it. We are not building the home, but we are actually building hopes for the people, because home is where the community thrive, okay, the peoples live, and the city actually sustain. We not only want to build a livable city, we also want to build a lovable city. That's the reason why under the Malaysian National Housing Policy, we have a lot of initiative. That number one, we want to make sure that we have adequate affordable housing for all. So under the 12 Malaysia plan, we have targeted to build 500,000 units of affordable home. So far, we are grateful. We are now on track. We have achieved 93% of the target. Okay, Malaysia's home ownership has achieved 77%. So that 77% of Malaysians has already owned a home. We want to achieve 100%. Okay, then we also, in order to help to achieve this affordable home, okay, Malaysia government, we have also introduced a national housing guarantee scheme for those who buy their first home. When they get the financing from the bank, the government will guarantee.
Right. One part I have to push for you, as in, of course, in Thailand, sometimes people question about the land acquisition or quality of construction. So what are the key challenges? Of course, you talk about the visionary project here.
I believe that we have to
challenges?
begin with this. We have to have a comprehensive legal framework. Okay, once your law is set, next issue will be enforcement of the law. So if you have a comprehensive legal framework,
Right.
Okay, but yet we need to make sure that the law is enforced properly. Malaysia through CIDB, we impose very high standard of construction. Okay, so we got to make sure that there will be no compromise on public safety. Public safety is definitely always on the top of the agenda.
Right.
Okay, so that the building is safe and people buy and invest in, because we must always remember, okay, investment in housing or their accommodation, it always been one of the major and the biggest investment in their life. People use their life saving to buy a house, so the safety must come first.
Safety must come first, and
Yes.
all the quality in construction
Definitely.
should be at the top priority there. Another part, of course, we have to talk about is the hot issue in the world is the tariff here. So just want to understand, of course, Southeast Asia facing the high levy of tariff. So what's Malaysia's, the tactic to really, of course, alleviate the trade tariff here?
Yeah, we believe that the free trade has been the norm in the past, and we believe in common prosperity, whereby mutual respect, okay, free trade, and cooperation should be the norm of the day.
Yeah.
We don't believe in isolation. Okay, multilateralism is the way to actually help countries prosper together, because we should help each other instead of isolating yourself.
Yeah.
That is the way in the past. And tariff war, let me, when I study the history, every time when there's tariff war, the danger is we may have global recessions.
Yeah.
1870s, 1930s, and now 2025. Okay, we take the 1930s when we have tariff war. 1930s, as a result, the worst is we have Second World War,
Yeah.
not only global recession. So wisdom shall prevail, that we must learn the mistake in the past and do not let history repeat itself. It is very important. Okay, the people's well-being, just like what I say, in terms of our sustainable urbanization. You know what's the most important thing? Humanity.
Yeah.
Humanity should be the core value of every development. We must be compassionate, okay, have empathy, understand each other's needs, okay, that we shall prosper together. So, no, the world, we only share one planet. Okay? Whether you like it or not, we are part of this one big family. So, being a big family, all countries should come in together. Okay? We should have to complement each other rather than you compete with each other. That is a totally different school of thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay? So we hope that U.S. being one of the major economy in the world, okay, instead of imposing unilateralism, multilateralism will actually serve everyone's interest. I give you the example. Many say that China produce cheap goods, therefore you have trade deficit. But on the other hand, you also appreciate because China produce cheap goods, therefore the consumer benefit from it. So you keep the inflation low and stable. Okay, without China coming out with these cheap and good products, people have to pay double or even triple.
Yeah.
Okay, citing the case of iPhone, if everything is produced in US, with US high wages, the price will be skyrocketing. So end of the day, who will pay for it? It is always the issue. So it's not only the country. Being a leader, I, for one, will always look what is the best interest of the people, especially the normal people who are actually struggling to put food on the table, to be the breadwinners of the family. That is the people that we should always take it as our priority.
As what we always talk about, actually every country has their own role inside the multilateralism. And of course, talking to your Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim last week and the Trade Minister there, of course, we're going to have the trade
Yeah,
talk between
true.
Malaysia and the United States.
That's what
and-
my humble belief is.
Yeah.
The door of negotiation must always be open. Okay, we should open to all options. And then if you ask me what we should do, okay, of course, first we have to renegotiate with the US. Second, we have to diversify
Yeah.
our markets. Number three, of course, and then we should strengthen the cooperation, especially within ASEAN families. ASEAN is already have AFTA, which is the zero tariff region. So now, but the thing is, the inter-trade within ASEAN has not reached a satisfactory level. So it will be important this year, taking the chances. Okay, within ASEAN, we should promote the intra-trade within because it's already zero tariff.
Yeah.
For instance, Thailand buy more palm oil from Malaysia. Malaysia buy more rice from Thailand. For instance, okay, so that we look at each other, how to sit down and look at each other's needs. Okay, I may need rice from you. You may need palm oil from me. So let's complement each other. Okay, that you actually cater for the needs and then buy at the price which is cheap. End of the day, we still make sure that value for money. People can buy good stuff at cheap price.
Right. Regionalization strengthens, and of course, we have to hope for the people on the ground
Yes,
to benefit
definitely.
the most.
We have to work together.
Great. Thank you for your time, Minister of Housing and Local Government of Malaysia, Ngah Ko Ling here. More news to come.